On the left side it receives power, 220 volts AC. That one enters here where it says input, and it exits on the other side where it says output. Two wires exit into that light bulb. And on the phone, enable internet, either data or Wi-Fi. Let's use data. 4G plus is there. Okay, now start the application of that switch Sonoff, which is this EWE link, and there's the light bulb. Currently it says offline. It's offline because it's not yet powered, and it should change in time to online. By the way, when it receives power it has an LED there. A blue is flashing from time to time. There was here an LED. It says off, so it's not offline anymore. And just tap on this one and the light bulb should turn on. So you can power on and off that light bulb from your phone wherever you are in the world. So there is wireless connection between the phone and the internet, and wireless connection between this switch and the house's router. So the phone is accessing the internet, through the internet into the house's router, and from the house's router into that one. Thus this one is communicating with that one, and the power can be enabled or disabled wirelessly. Now this is one method where both of them are connected here to the right side. The manual mentions this on this page 3 and 4. 2 wires enter and 2 wires exit into the light bulb. And here's the other one where neutral and line enters on the left side and only the line exits on the right side. Thus the neutral is common with that neutral, so only the line is interrupted by the switch. Now let's try that one also. Now let's see which one is the phase and which one is the neutral using this tool. It has a small light there, and if it's the line, then when you touch the end it should power on that small little lamp. So put it on one connection, touch the end, no light. Now put it onto the other one, touch the end, and yes, we have a tiny light. This one, which is called line, it's really the line in my case also. And on the other side, nothing on the neutral and nothing on the line, no light. Whereas this has a tiny light. Now I will use this little connector, one end of the line here and the other end of the line there, and tighten it using the screws. Unplug that one. And one neutral will be connected to the other neutral, so that only the line will go to the light bulb from the switch itself. The blue one should be connected to the other blue one, neutral to neutral. Of course both of them are blue in this case. Now insert this there and tighten it, insert that there and tighten it from the top. This also needs a neutral, so I cannot send it from the power line directly to the light bulb. So through an additional wire, neutral enters into the switch also. So from the power, phase and neutral enters into the switch, and the neutral goes to the light bulb. So the switch's output, only the neutral is connected. Let's plug it in. An LED is flashing there. On the phone it's already online and it's working. So only one wire is at the output, the other one, the neutral, is coming directly from the power source. Of course it's also working if you press that small little button on the switch without the phone. You can even disconnect the internet, turn off the application, and that is working. Now what if I power it on from the physical button and I want to turn it off from the phone? It's possible. I can power it on from the phone and power it off from the physical button. So in both ways it's working. On from the phone, off from the button, on from the button, off from the phone. What if I power it on from the phone and I close the application and close even the internet? So when the bulb is on, the LED is red. When the bulb is off, there is no LED. Power it on from here, still have the red LED. Off, and there is no LED. So the red means that it receives power. It is sending out power to the consumer. And this is what's inside that switch. It came off very easily. Only those side elements are holding it. So the neutral is on the top and line is down. Neutral on top, line down. There's that blue wire there. Neutral is on the top. As we can see, it goes to the blue line. And it comes to the right side, which is the top. So the neutral of this one is common with the neutral of that one. So only the phase, the line, is interrupted. In that one, the line comes into this black switch. Probably it's a relay. I think it has 4 legs. This and that are from the relay. 10 amp. And here on the back it has a chip which is probably doing the telecommunication part. And this is the antenna. And between the top connector and the other top we have continuity on the diode setting. Now I intentionally reversed the phase and neutral. Question is, will it work this way also? And it's still working. So the switch itself doesn't care if you reverse the line and the neutral, but now the line goes directly to the bulb, and that can be dangerous, and the neutral is interrupted. Now let's see how to delete one of those lights from the menu. Tap on it, go to the 3 dots in the upper right corner, go to the bottom, here we have delete device. Yes, confirm it. Now we don't have that light there anymore. Now let's add it back. Press the add button. By the way, enable location and Wi-Fi. Your Wi-Fi network must be 2.4 GHz. 5 GHz networks will not work. To find out if it's 2.4 or 5 GHz, long press on that Wi-Fi icon. Long press. Here's the network. It's called 2. Go to the settings wheel of that network. And if it's a lower number, let's say 100 something, then it's a 2.4 GHz network and it's fine. If you have 400 something, then it's a 5 GHz network and it will not work with that switch. Quick pairing. Make sure it's still flashing. Add one device. If it's not flashing, then unplug it and plug it in again. Now here's the network and there's the password. Tap on next. Second, third and fourth. If you have a 5 GHz Wi-Fi network, then this will not work this quickly. Done. And there's the light and it is also working. That's how to remove and how to add that switch into this EWE link application. Here we have a switch. It is made by Sonoff. It's a switch controlled by Wi-Fi, so it's a smart switch. This switch works with Google Home and Alexa. The box inside looks like this. It has 4 + 2 connections and a physical button there. This can be used with your smartphone, and the smartphone becomes your remote control. Voice control is also available for this switch. The model is MiniR2, is mentioned here. So it's Sonoff MiniR2. 10 amps is the maximum load. and the input is European voltage and US voltage. So if we multiply 240 with 10, then we have roughly 2400 watts. That much power can pass through that switch. The Wi-Fi must use 2.4 gigahertz. So if your Wi-Fi uses only 5 gigahertz, then this switch will not work. Input and output is the same voltage, alternating current. The box itself is white, it's plastic, 4.2 centimeters by 4.2 by 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters is the thickness of the switch. EWE link, that's the name of the application through which your smartphone will control this switch. So download that application and make an account for yourself. Add this switch into that application, connect your wires there, and you can use it through this application through the internet anywhere from around the world. You can turn on or off your lights or whatever you have, even from another country through the internet. Here's a QR code. You can scan that one also to download the EWE link application. Here to the right side to those two connectors, you can connect a physical switch. So you can use this switch with a traditional physical switch and with your smartphone also. So let's open the box. A small manual and a tiny cute little box. Mini is written on it, model MiniR2, the same specifications as on the box. You have 4+2 connections, neutral in, line in, line out. More exactly, the first and the third one is your input, second and fourth is your output. 220 volts input, 220 volts output, and your physical switch comes here. This is inside. You need something to push that one. Nothing on the other sides. We have a small opening here. Manufacturer made in China. Here's the small manual. You can use these three-way switches and a normal switch also. So you can power on the light, that one from here or from there. You can stop that light from here or from there. It's pretty hard to press that button. It came off pretty easily. That is inside. The box looks like this. That is the content of that cute little box. And it should be powered at the first one and at the third one. AC neutral and AC line, and the switch is here at this gray one between those two. Now let's put it back. Only those clips on the sides are holding it. And here's a switch. There's an opening. What's that opening for? There's the antenna. According to the manual, line and neutral, that's the AC in. Line goes to the third one and the neutral goes to the first one. Let's just try it. By the way, when you unscrew it, that thing goes down. So it was already tightened. It is pulling the cable up. So lower it, insert the cable, and when you tighten it, it will push the lower side up. Let's plug it in. And we have a LED inside there. It is flashing. Nothing else. Let's enable Wi-Fi, and by the way it is connecting to a 2.4 GHz network. I long press the Wi-Fi icon. This is the network to which is connected. Press the wheel next to that network and it's less than around 400 and thus it's a 2.4 GHz network. If it's around 400 or higher then it's a 5 GHz network and it might not work. EWE link. That's another switch. Press the plus icon. Quick pairing. Add one device. It's asking for location. Enable location. Back to the program. It is detecting the Wi-Fi network. Next. Looking for device. Hope I'm not electrocuting myself. Blue LED is still flashing. Retrieving device info. Registering, okay, and it's calling it Mini. Done. Now here the light is continuously on and we have the MiniR2. The other one is the larger BasicR2. Now the light bulb should be connected to the second and to the fourth one. Let's just disconnect it for safety. So the second and the fourth, so all black connectors are occupied. Plug it in, back to the phone. It should receive power. Wi-Fi is enabled. It is already blue and it is working. Now let's add the switch there also. Disconnect for safety. Now let's see what we have there at the switch. And the two gray ones, let's just put it to 700 volts AC. Those are down there. Let's measure if we are electrocuting ourselves or not. So nothing is measured as it is. At DC there should be no voltage. Ooh, 6 volts. And when the light is on, then what is there at that switch? Nothing. First and third one, 230 volts at the output. Second and fourth, 230 volts. And at the switch, nothing. Let's just see a phase and the switch. The other switch, nothing. A neutral switch, other switch, nothing. Now here's the switch also. It was connected to the gray side. Power is coming from the black into the first and third, and the bulb is connected to the second and the fourth one. Plus the phone is there. Currently it says it's offline. Let's power it on. Let's see how quickly will it detect it that it is on. The phone, yes, it is already detected. So it's working from the phone. Okay, and it is working from the switch also. You can hear the relay inside. The bulb is powered on from the switch. I can turn it off from the phone. Now it's powered off from the switch. I can still power it on from the phone. So it's working either from here or from there. Now it's off from there and it turns on from here. If the left side is pushed down, I can turn it off. The right side is pushed down. Either it's on, either it's off. Both of those actions are switching the bulb. So you can leave it on the right side, power it on. You can leave it on the left side and still you can power on and off. Interesting. The bulb can be on in this position and the bulb can be on in this position on the left side also. both ways it can be on. Let's power it on. Let's say I will unplug it from the power. It stops. The relay also clicked. The phone is not yet detecting that it is offline. Okay, and what will happen if power comes back? The light does not turn on. Now it's on. Power it off. Let's say power failed. Power returns and it remains off. Now it's on. Now here's the difference. Before it did not measure any 220 volts, but now between the second and the last one we have 230 volts. And between the first one and the last one also 230 volts. First one there and first gray also 230 volts AC. If the light is off, there is still power in the last portion. You can also use this button, which is inside. You cannot use your finger, but use, let's say, a screwdriver, and that also turns on the light. Push it again and it turns off. You can use the switch to turn it on and the button to turn it off. Button and switch. Now what if I power on the light and remove, let's say, the first connector? It's not working. Put it back. Now let's remove the other one, which is the third, that is the neutral. It's also not working. Now the manual says that the third one and the fourth one is the line. So that means that from the third and fourth, this should light up. Yes, it lights up. And the fourth, it does not light up. Power it on, and now it does light up. The fourth one. Third lights up, and fourth also lights up. The first two have conductivity between them. So that means that between the input neutral and the output neutral, there is conductivity, is the same. So it could go directly to the bulb. So now I'm introducing power to the second and the third one, and the bulb is connected to the fourth one, and it will be connected to the second one. And it's working. So you could connect the neutral of the bulb to the second one, and the neutral of the power also to the second one. If I take it off, of course it's not working. So this means that you can power it in the center, the second and the third one, and you could attach the light bulb to the exterior, to the first one and to the fourth one. And it's working. And here's a size comparison. That's the Sonoff BasicR2 and that's the Sonoff MiniR2. The Mini is much smaller. This has 2 inputs and 2 outputs, and you cannot use a physical switch here, just Wi-Fi from your smartphone. And this has connections for a physical switch also, plus the smartphone's Wi-Fi. So this small one is smarter than that large one. The BasicR2 can be attached to a wall using screws, but this does not have any such connections. So basically the MiniR2 and the BasicR2 are the same thing, but the difference is that to the Mini you can attach a physical switch, while to the Basic you cannot attach a switch, but you have only this little button on the front.